Today on the channel, we got to return to the Mattel line with the Kurt Angle Ultimate Edition.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mattel Ultimate Edition unboxing and review. In today's video, we got something extra special as Kurt Angle rejoins the Mattel lines, this time in an Ultimate Edition. But of course, for all your Kurt Angle Ultimate Editions and all your wrestling figure needs, make sure you're hitting up Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Got to get a deal out there. And of course, we're going to do this unboxing like we do all the other unboxings on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. We got a ton of comparisons to do later on in this video. A lot of Kurt Angles to take a look at today. And Kurt Angle, been away for a while. It's been interesting. If we haven't got a Kurt Angle figure in quite some time, they're coming back and they're going full steam ahead with an Ultimate Edition here. But it has been strange that there hasn't been any basics, elites, legends, anything like that announced for Kurt Angle outside of this one. So who knows, as I'm filming this, Ringside Fest right around the corner, wouldn't be shocked to see some more Kurt Angle announcements in the future. We'll see what happens there. And of course, we're going to do this review. I'm going to power through this review like a young Kurt Angle. Of course, Kurt Angle back in the day wrestled with a broken freaking neck. Can you believe that? Won a gold medal. I'm going to do something very similar today here at the channel as I threw my back out. And I am in a ton of pain once again. I think my back is just given out for the last time. Who knows? But like a true professional, I'm going to power through. You might see me wince a time or two, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to power through like Kurt Angle would do it. And that's the way it's done. Stick to it. Never give up. No days off. That's the way it works. But Kurt Angle looking only like a Kurt Angle could look in the Ultimate Edition line right here. Looking pretty nice. Big window packaging there. Going to be great for you autograph guys and gals out there. All kinds of hands, title belt, medals, of course, heads, you name it. It's truly ultimate. That's what it is. And of course, Ultimate Edition logos on the front. Kurt Angle. There he is, looking only like he could look back when he had hair back in the day. WWE logo at the top as well. Kurt Angle down low. There it is. On the side, nothing too fun. On the back, we got a glamour shot of the figure, glamour shot of Kurt Angle in action. We got the tail of the tape, we got a blurb. Let's see what it says about our old friend Kurt Angle. Height 6 foot from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Absolutely beautiful this time of year. Finisher, the old Angle Slam, career highlights, WWE champion. I always wonder about you Pittsburghians out there, who's more popular in Pittsburgh? Mario Lemieux, Bruno Sammartino, Barry Bonds back in the day, maybe, who knows, or Kurt Angle, but mainly Bruno Sammartino, Kurt Angle. Has Kurt Angle surpassed the legend of Bruno Sammartino yet? Is that a thing? Is that going to happen? You guys let me know in the comments down below. After winning the gold medal with a broken freaking neck, yes, he did, Kurt Angle left the world of amateur wrestling for the WWE ring. He won title after title in his rookie year, proving you can do anything if you live your life by the 3 I's: intensity, integrity, and intelligence. Oh, it's true. It's true. There it is. How about that? Good copyright on this one. Ages 8 and up, as we do know. Oh, it's true. It's true. It says right there. Intensity, integrity, and intelligence on this side there, as we always do see with these Ultimate Editions. We got the old packaging right here, and I'm going to go behind the back, sky hook behind the back. A very rare one. First time in the channel? Could be. Who knows? But here it is, the old plastic prison Kurt Angle. Looking only like a Kurt Angle could look back in the day, as we did say earlier. And definitely interesting with this soft goods singlet. We're going to have to investigate what that's all about here in a second, but we're going to cut him out as he's locked in. Of course he is. They got to keep a guy like Kurt Angle locked in. He is a machine, a wrestling machine. Just like I'm an unboxing machine. You know, we're very similar in a lot of ways. And I met Kurt Angle on 2 different occasions, and we hit it off. Best friends, pretty close, I would say. Pretty close to best friends. And cut these medals out. There it is. All right. Let's get down to business here. We got medals, we got heads, we got the world title belt, not quite the Winged Eagle. Some people, that is their title belt, this one right here, the WWE Championship. Would have been interesting to see the Winged Eagle with Kurt Angle. He kind of feels like a guy that would fit in with that Winged Eagle. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. You tell me once again in the comments. Pop old Kurt out. And there it is. See you later. Oh, twist ties going flying everywhere. That's where it goes. That's the way it goes. But let's dive in here. Let's start it off. Let's see what all the fuss is about again. And people fussing about Kurt Angle's return to the Ultimate line, or I guess first time in the Ultimate line, but returning to Mattel. Got the two open hands right here. We got two slapping hands. We got some of those hands going on, whatever you need to do. Two fists of fury for Kurt Angle. We're here for that as well. And then we do got two gripping hands over here, so we can choose our own hand adventure. Little light on the accessories. I mean, it does have extra heads. You do got your gold medals. We've seen these gold medals before, getting the most out of our molds. Got both of these. Nice red strap on them, red, white, and blue. Gold medals at the bottom. We know about it all by now. Would have been cool to see some of those Milk. Remember Milk-O-Mania, that box set from years past? Would have been cool to get like a Milk with him, maybe just as an extra throw-in accessory. Maybe that would have been something pretty cool. Not the cards, though. But then we do get the WWE Championship. Like I said, to a generation, very iconic to me. Not quite the luster of the Winged Eagle for me. For me personally. But it does look really, really good. It is a good-looking belt here by Mattel. I'm here for this. It does say Champion down at the bottom. WWE logo. All the bells and whistles we are used to. But now we're going to dive into the head sculpts on this Kurt Angle. That's where things get interesting. And it's crazy, too. I wonder, once again, I'm asking a lot of questions here, but put it down in the comments. When you think of Kurt Angle, do you think of him with hair or a bald head? For me, it's bald head, but he did come on the scene with a full head of hair, we'll call it right here. But I always do think of him with a bald head for whatever reason. I guess it's more iconic to me in my mind when I close my eyes and I think of Kurt Angle. But out of the package here, a very stoic head, a little bit crazy on the mouth, a little interesting on the mouth. He just kind of looks like his mouth's just a little bit off, or he's kind of got one of those things going on. I don't know. Maybe that's just my copy. I'm not sure. But the mouth a little bit off. Blue eyes looking good. Haircut you could set your watch to. Looks like a young Wally Cleaver. Oh, shout out to Tony Dow. Tony Dow, oh, he just passed away, so we can't shout him out too loud. But Tony Dow, oh, man, there you go. Leave it to Beaver. Watch out. But looking good. It is Kurt Angle. I would know this is Kurt Angle if somebody handed this to me. But now we get another head. We get a smiling Kurt Angle head. And this is a pretty good one here. This looks like Kurt Angle once again. Same hairdo going on. But a little bit of a smile. And Kurt always had a really good smile. And when I think of Kurt Angle around this time, I think of like the, American Hero. And he always had kind of this smile going on. So I would say this is about the perfect head sculpt for this era of Kurt Angle, if you ask me. Really, really good there. And then the third head. Oh boy, that's the controversial head, but not really controversial because the Ultimates, we've seen this with AJ Styles, Roman Reigns, Edge, I'm probably missing some crazy third heads, a crazy, crazy head. Not going to be for everybody. For certain positions you can use this, but it's not going to be your day-to-day display head unless you're going for a wacky display, who knows. But you get the crying head for Kurt Angle. He's got the tears going, eyes are closed, mouth open, same hairdo going on. Definitely an interesting look for Kurt Angle here, but I could see somebody having this as just a one-off display, maybe, possibly. If you're a huge Kurt Angle fan, maybe multiples of these figures, who knows. But it is Crybaby Kurt Angle is what we got going on right here. Definitely an interesting head sculpt. But now we're going to dive into the figure, and I can't help to think back to the old Jakks Titantron days. A dark day for collectors everywhere. I know, there's Titantron fans out there, there's R3 fans out there. I get it more than anybody. You like what you like, you don't what you don't. I absolutely hate Titantrons. I hate R3s. Really made me get out of wrestling figure collecting for quite some time. I was just not feeling the flow, and I definitely wasn't doing the bull dance either. I just wasn't doing it. But this singlet right here reminds me of Jakks Titantron style, and believe it or not, I got a Kurt Angle Titantron. Like many collectors, you buy lots, you buy things over the years, you can't help to have some Titantrons, Bone Crunchers, maybe Marvel Toy Biz, some of that stuff in your collection. I am no different. I still have a couple of Titantrons banging around my collection in a box, and this Kurt Angle was one of them right here. Very much reminds me of this. A better fit on the Mattel, as it should be. It's been 20 plus years since this Kurt Angle came out, but it does give me some of those same exact vibes when I look at this Titantron compared to the Mattel Ultimate. I'm sure there's somebody out there that says, man, I prefer the Titantrons. Titantrons all day. And like I grew up with LJNs and Hasbros, a lot of people, and probably a lot of you, as much as you want to admit it or not want to admit it, you might have grown up with the Titantron figures back in the day. So this is probably playing a lot of hits for you here. But that's what it does feel like. It definitely has that feel to that Titantron with that soft goods singlet. A bit controversial in the soft goods. It's not for everybody. I do understand that. Now, It's interesting they went soft goods. Of course, they could have just went the sculpted in, painted ones we got normally. Or they could have went with that new technology we've seen with Mr. Perfect, The Undertaker as of recent, where you could pull the straps down. I guess if I had to vote through all those, I probably would have went sculpted in look. This would have been a second one for me. I'm not totally sold on the pull the strap down plasticky pieces quite yet. It's still not winning me over. But this is interesting because you can pull these down if you want to. Heck, you can remove this whole singlet top if you want to. Not sure if it'll go back on as good. That's usually one issue you do have with these. But you can pull the straps down like a young Eric Embry if you would really like to here. But you'll have to work at it there. But you do got the extra articulation in the Mattel Ultimate, so you can pull this down if you need to. He does got his singlet on underneath there. Or I should say his trunks on underneath there, not the singlet over the top. So if you do remove it, he's not naked underneath. He does got trunks on. So you can choose your own Kurt Angle adventure. But the soft goods singlet is interesting. I don't know. It's not horrible. It's not horrendous. It just gives you those Titantron feels. But for a lot of people, that's not a bad deal. That's not a bad deal. Let's walk through the articulation really quick for Kurt Angle. We might as well do that. The arms do go all the way around. Big old butterfly shoulders. That back piece is a little bit of an eyesore, as we do know. You do get the bicep cut. Double jointed. Pinless elbows playing the hits. Hands back forth, side to side, of course. You do get a nice ab crunch, or I should say hula hoop at the top right there. You do get the regular waist, of course. Head removable, back forth, side to side. Pretty much your standard articulation in the head. Big old Kurt Angle splits if he needs them. You do get the thigh cut. Double jointed, pinless knees. You got those big old Kurt Angle knee pads going on. Of course, don't forget about those drop down hips, which is a little interesting with the singlet riding up on him, but you do get the drop down hips. You do got the boot cut. You do get ankles back and forth, side to side, up and down. Always the weak point of Mattel articulation. And then you got that toe articulation, like a young Todd McFarlane Batman figure is what it feels like. But you do have all of that articulation that you need. And then, of course, does he fit on a Mattel ringside collectible stand? Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% on your Kurt Angle and your ringside stand. And as we do know, ringside coming back hot in December with the ringside stands. Man, it's going to be time to load up. It's truly going to be Christmas in the stand game. That is for sure. But looking good, Kurt Angle. Now, he does got some graphics here on his singlet top. Nothing too outrageous, nothing too wild. A little bit plain Jane, but he does got the red and blue colors throughout. You got the blue knee pads, blue elbow pads looking good. You do got that tattoo on his back, kind of shoulder up there. Besides that, it is just an early Kurt Angle figure. You know, not a ton of bells and whistles, but you know what you're getting. You're getting a wrestling machine straight out of the Olympics is what you're getting. But it does look really good. And of course, we know these medals, you can put them in his hand, you can put them around his neck. You can do whatever you want. You can choose your own adventure, title belt, all that. Like I said, a milk container, I think that would have been an easy throw in, make this feel a little bit more ultimate maybe. Maybe that's just me, you guys tell me. But I guess, did he have, well, he always had milk. I think he even had a milk commercial, like Got Milk, back in the day in this kind of era as well. So milk would have worked, of course. He had it multiple times throughout his career. Big fan of milk, old Kurt Angle. So there it is. But we do got comparisons for Kurt. First one I grab here, a basic. So very similar style, very similar kind of era with this Mattel basic here. A strong basic from back in the day. Looking pretty good. I talked about that Milkomania one. Remember that Milkomania set? There you go. Could have thrown some of this milk in with here. Who knows? You got that going on. An all-time favorite and possibly my favorite Kurt Angle figure still to this day is the Entrance Great version right here. Very, very cool. Of course, played the theme song as well. Painted on singlet on this one. He almost looks like he's in American Gladiator attire is kind of what he looks like here, but really a good Kurt Angle figure. We'd love to see this redone one of these days with all the new bells and whistles, things like that, but a very good figure from back in the day. And of course, the bald-headed Kurt Angles take over at some point here, and right now, I guess, in this video. We've got a bunch of different versions of Kurt. Of course, bald versions of Kurt. Got a third-party shirt on this one here. And then possibly one of the biggest peg-warmer ringside collectible exclusives of all time was the Shield Kurt Angle. I don't hate this. I like these moment-in-time figures, but I think the majority of people said, I hate this figure. Get this out of here. But it is okay. It is still a Kurt Angle figure at the end of the day. But quite the murder's row of Kurt Angle figures. No doubt about it. A good figure here in the Ultimate Edition. It could be a little bit better. Most figures could be a little bit better. But I am very anxious to see where we go with Kurt Angle and Mattel. There's still a lot of looks to get, of course, even though he had some in the past, as we see right here. But there is some looks to go, and I'd be very interested to see where they go with Kurt Angle in 2024. And like I said, Ringside Fest, as I'm filming this, a couple days away. Would have to imagine we'll see some Kurt Angle announcements maybe. at that, you know, he might even fit in the Legends line as things go these days. So we'll see what happens with the old Kurt Angle, but the Ultimate Edition, worth a pickup for sure if you ask me. So there it is, Kurt Angle Ultimate Edition. What say you guys and gals? Got any thoughts on this one? Let me know in the comments down below. You made it this far, you might as well like the video, hit the old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And of course, the other YouTube channel. We got 2 YouTube channels going right now. Make sure you subscribe to both of them. We got videos every single day on both channels. And of course, don't forget about Patreon for early access to all the channel's videos, bonus content, exclusive content, you name it. It's all going down over there on the old Patreon, and it is truly your best way to support this YouTube channel. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget social media. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for Kurt Angle, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon. Oh, my back. Oh.